Ay, particular tush tush.
Just turn that on. I don't even remember what I just. I fucking hate Zoom.
I need you to.
Okay, here we go. Now more people are coming. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Let's just start with the only two things I'm in. That's how I always start class. So, very clear. This to me is one of the best setups in the market right now. Like without a doubt. I saw some people I really respect saying that they thought it needed to go back to like 58, 57 one more time. Like I know Jed knows who D-Book Trading are. He and I are good friends. We live in the same state in real life, so it makes it kind of easy. But I don't think it does. I think the right shoulder already formed, and I think what it did here is perfect. So it broke out here out of this formation and then came up, rejected this 50% fib, which is fine. And then we came back the last 3 days and tested the breakout zone, which is what you want. The lowest I could see it going just because of that is 59.80. So this area in between here is a fair value gap. This zone we've come in it though, and there's been a lot of buying. I'd be shocked if it got below the 60.27, 38% fib. But again, today, nice candle. Came down. You love to see a wick down, and look how it's right on the pattern, right? These last 2 days, boom, boom, right? What was previous resistance line now acting as support, very bullish. You guys know I'm balls deep into this at the moment. This is definitely my favorite setup. Is PayPal. So, any questions on PayPal while we're at it? Okay. Jed, you said nothing looks good. Don't you think this looks good, bro?
Well, I'm already in that, so it doesn't count.
Okay. I got you now.
Other stuff.
You don't have any new positions that you want to open. Let's get to the end of the year, bro. I said it today. I'm not doing anything but really adding Apple and to my Apple and PayPal options. And then I bought shares today of Walgreens, IWM, and some Celsius as well. But so Apple still looking good. Came down today. Held this 886. Again, we had a little gap here. Buying got bought right up. Like I always tell you all, it's more so the structure of the candle than the color. A lot of time, which a lot of people do actually change these from green and red to like black and white, for example. So that you are just looking at structure, volume, etc. Came down here though, held this 886 of this formation. We need over we need a close over 198. It's that simple. So 198, let's just round up to 10, 198.10 for continuation. But I like today. They tried to FUD us down, and I think it was just to get more buys down off here off this 886. So it'd be great if this could start to turn into support. As you can see, the last time we were in this area, it was a heavy sell area, right? So back in July, this became a real heavy sell area of the chart. So if we can start to maybe base here a little bit, consolidate, if you will, and then move up, I'd be totally fine with that, right? We have 6, maybe even 7 months on our contracts. I'm not that worried. Honestly, a 192 test, the 20 MA, which if you notice has been riding up and testing the last couple of weeks, wouldn't be the worst thing either. So this is what I call, I can't remember what stock we were calling it, or I was talking about last week in class. These moving averages need to catch up. So if we were to consolidate here a little bit while the 200 catches up, so be it. I'm not that worried. Questions about Apple?
No.
Hey, bro. Can you go down to the 1 hour real quick?
Sure. I don't have anything charted on the, I mean, all my stuff will carry over.
I'm curious. I'm just curious what your chart had on the 1 hour. Okay. Because on mine,
below the 20, 200, and 325 are catching up. About to get what looks like a bullish MACD curl, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to 194. Need over 196.12, which it rejected.
I've got the 1 hour 200 EMA at like 194.6. I believe. I don't have my chart pulled up. I think that was the last number I had. On mine, every single time it hits that 1 hour, it bounces. It did today as well. So I've just been riding it up since 166 based off of that that 1 hour 200. If
Yeah, you mean the
if it helps
200
anybody.
EMA is what you use. Yeah.
What's that?
I said you use the 200 EMA, right? I use just a simple.
Right.
It's catching up.
Yeah. I
Yep.
got you. Yeah, it's 194.53 today. Today it was 194.40, and that was our lower day.
Honestly, if I'm not on the if I'm not on like for swings, if I'm not on the daily or like watching it intraday, you'll always see me on the 30-minute. I think like once you're up to the hour, I'm just on the 4 hour of the day.
Yeah.
But the 30-minute,
Okay. Cool.
yeah, but the
I
30-minute,
see it right there in your chart.
yeah, see how we came down, we were below the 30-minute 9, and then we were able to breach it, but then notice we came down, retested the breakout, and then held though. We wicked off of it. So like tomorrow, I'll be looking to stay above 195.80.
Yeah, because your 88.6 is my 200.
The 194.39.
That's where
I just-
that's
So
where
those are
I
just
added
daily
more.
fibs, Chuck, that I outline. They overlay onto every. Yeah. Just want to make sure you know. Yep. Yeah, which we
I'm still
notice we wicked off of that perfect, and then today, like I said, it's all about the structure and what happened. So we wicked off the 886, and you can't tell because my harmonic is here, and I really chose a bad color for my EMA, and it's probably not big enough. By the way, Chuck, I think it's you. You have a ton of background noise, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm watching the game too. My bad.
You're good. But we closed above the 9 EMA on the daily as well. So notice here, same thing. Look what happened look at this candle. Look at this candle, right? Wick, boom, hammer after. Nothing wrong with coming down, testing a key fib, testing a key moving average, and then continuing with the trend. So Apple still looks very good in my opinion.
Yep. Same here.
Yep. No problem.
They tried to hit it with a lot of fun today with this Apple Watch stuff.
They just were trying to buy it up.
Yeah, you saw the CEO of the company that's suing Apple for the intellectual property. He was on CNBC After Hours, and he was talking about how now the world can buy their watches that has the oxygen. It's like, okay, dude, nobody's buying those watches. Apple will end up settling or buying them out or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Not worried.
Same.
Okay, I'm in Apple, PayPal. That's it. That's all I'm in, guys. So the rest of the time can be for all of you to ask, get some chart requests. I mean, I am buying Walgreens shares pretty consistently. I told Jed today, there's no way we don't see 30-ish, right around the 325 average on the daily chart. So but 27 feels like a given. So if you look at what's a very clean harmonic pattern, that would bring us right there, perfect with the fib. So we're getting 27 regardless. But again, I'm buying shares. I'm going to be holding this for a while, but there's still plenty to go on here. We've been buying since down here. So again, I'm just adding. So yeah, Walgreens is nice.
Can we look at XLF?
Sure. SoFi,
SoFi.
what did I say yesterday? Somebody asked on Twitter and I tweeted, we just need through this supply. Notice how we keep wicking off of it. Need through it. Need a close over like 970, 975. And then we can go to 12. Probably get some selling, obviously, in the 1170s area, probably even in the 1030s. But if we can get over this supply, we should have some nice momentum up. I wish though today, honestly, we would have just came down and filled this. Like we're gonna get these sells. To get it bought back up like this is generally pretty bullish these last 3 days, but it would have just been nice from a pure structure standpoint to just get rid of this gap, honestly. Because I'd hate for us to get all the way up here and have to come back down and so on and so forth. So yep, that's SoFi. And then, okay, Chuck, you wanted to look at XLF, sure. I haven't charted this in a while. Really nice W here. that turned into an M, by the way, that turned into another W, into an M, into a W. Just saying. So right now, let me just draw my fibs. Go. Oops. Okay. Look at how well this works. Looks like it wants 38 would be my guess. And needs over that. There's some clear oh, this fucking magnet mode, dude, makes you look like you have a fucking seizure. There'll be some selling there for sure. Needs over it. If banks are finally ready to go, we'll pop over 38. Let's zoom in here. So yeah, it looks like today. Oh my god. Looks like today, just some gap filled. Need some buying here if you want to continue up. MACD's getting a little weak, but so be it. Wouldn't be surprised if it retested 3707. Really fucking riding the 9. I mean, look at that. Every time it hits, really nice buying occurs. So that's something to monitor if the 9's lost, which right now is 36.69 on the daily. Look at when this 9 crossed the 20 though. Just been fucking ripping, by the way. Yeah, I mean, this looks good. I like it to at least 38. If we get over 38, I would wager for. Oh, there's people that need in. I would wager that if it can get over 38, you'll probably see 40 relatively quickly. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm
No
just trying to look at next year trends.
You what? Sorry. Well, there's a bunch
I'm
of.
just trying to look for next year trends.
Can you look at Zon? Sorry, guys, I didn't see there was a ton of chats. Are you in options or shares for PayPal? Options. I don't like PayPal shares at all. I don't really like the company. If you look at the PayPal chart, there's this massive gap here at like 150. If you zoom in here, there's a massive gap. This is the gap I'm playing. I'm not expecting to go to 150. But there's a massive gap at 72. There's another decent gap up in the 80s. I'm in 70 calls and 80 calls for July. For PayPal. Sorry, I didn't see all these chats, guys. Hello, Kale.
Alex, what's your price target with PayPal?
Well, if we can get over the 200, which is 65, let's just call it, I intend to play the gap fill to 72.
Okay.
Yep, good question. But notice when we even just got close to this, right? We experienced some heavy sell combined with the fib. So what I'm wagering will happen this week, assuming bullish momentum continues, we're gonna go up and retest this. And we'll see if we can get through. If we start to get some heavy sell again, I'll most likely take majority of my profits, and we can always re-enter the trade after the new year.
Okay.
But if we can get over the 200, because here's the thing about these gaps, there's just not a lot holding. It's the same thing like when C. Dansby was talking about when I made a bunch of money off Tesla, and I always use this as an example. So when Tesla fell like this, like just in a straight line down, that's how you can then go in a, like when I told everyone, oh, we'll see 300 again or damn close on Tesla. Like when we were, I remember I started buying really heavily right around here. And we went a little bit lower. We went to like 100. People were laughing at me. And I'm like, I think I'll be just fine. And we absolutely ripped up. One big psych number down here, all that kind of stuff. But my main point in this is when you fall like this or rip like this, you're not building a lot of resistance. So it's really easy to go back in the other direction when something like that occurs. So you have similar thing on PayPal right now is my point. So it just shit itself. And so if we can get through here, there's not a lot holding us back to getting up there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be holding my Walgreens calls. Nice. Love Walgreens. That I do like long term. Nice dividend too. Yep, I keep buying SoFi. Can you look at Rivian? Sure. Multiple people want us to look at Rivian, so sure. This is another thing I'm buying shares on. And look at this. This played out. This was a little bitch made head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, but it definitely played out. Got some serious momentum going. It's crazy too when you look at how separated now this is from Tesla. So like Tesla, for example, before most of you got on. It was just me, Jed, and Chuck, and so we were just chopping it up. We were talking about Tesla had a pretty darn bearish day, comparatively. This is not a great structure candle, right? Like,
1 minute.
got bought up and then sold off, right? So like just because this is red doesn't automatically mean I would say it's a bearish candle, but the structure of it is very bearish, right? Buyers tried to buy it up and sellers not only dropped it below opening price, they brought it all the way down here to 252. So got bought all the way up to 258 and just sold off. Where Rivian, if you look at it now, which is interesting because they're going a different route than Tesla. They struck that deal with AT&T, so now they have USPS, Amazon, or the USPS thing's not finalized, I don't think, but they have Amazon and AT&T now have commercial deals with Rivian, which, you know, Tesla is not doing that with anyone, which I think is why you're starting to see them not correlate as much as they used to. So Rivian looks great if you can get past 24.33. So I'm not in any options on this, guys. I'm just buying shares, continuing to buy shares. You know, I started buying when we were down here. But again, this is something I'm going to hold for quite a while. Another great example, by the way, of what I was saying with PayPal, right? So it dumped down, so it was able to really easily back up, get to these prices, and then that's why it sold off again, because once all of this lack of structure was filled, it was able to come back down. So I think what you'll probably get is a move up to 28. And honestly, what we have to hope from like a bull perspective is that we're not getting like a giant one of these and that it's going to come back down to like here. So when we get up to 28, I'd really like to see some oomph, I guess is what I'm trying to say, some gumption through 28. So hopefully that answers the questions on Rivian, but from a pure structure, it's definitely not done yet, right? I'm not worried about it until it gets back up to this 28 area. So we really struggled up here last time we were there. So definitely need to get over 28 this time if it wants to be taken seriously. But I don't think it'll have a problem getting over 24, 25 area. It's 28 that I have a concern about. So hopefully that helps the two folks that asked about Rivian. Where are you buying your SoFi shares? On SoFi. I just think it's incredibly badass to buy SoFi on SoFi. It's the only thing I own on SoFi. But it's super nice. Wish I could just DCA them automatically in my Roth. Riot. Sure, we can look at Riot. The crypto stuff going nice again. I said it. I said this to Chuck on the last class about Apple. The bear and bull case for Riot takes you, or for Apple at the time took you up. It's the same thing with Riot right now. The bull, if you're a bear and you want this, you need up, right? Because remember, the market's it's all structure. And so if you're a bear, you want minimally 20. And Riot's well on its fucking way, dude. Crypto sold off a little bit, but when you zoom in and you kind of take a step back, and these are very sporadic and highly volatile names, but when you really take a look at it, all this did was gap up, fill the gap, 9 EMA test, kept it pushing, right? So sometimes with these volatile names, if you remove your emotions, you won't get caught up in the crazy price movement. Because honestly, and I'm talking to myself too, we were in like 15 or 14 calls or something on Riot, and they'd be, with like, I'm not kidding, like I think a year. I think we took 2025s. We'd be way up on those, right? We sold them, we made good money, but we'd be way up. Sometimes you have to take a breather. When in doubt, zoom out, go to the daily, and see what's really happening. Again, all we had here, gap fill back down, which is, again, from a structure standpoint, bullish. And same thing, by the way, vice versa. When you're dumping and it rips back up like here, filled this fair value gap, and then kept itself pushing back down, right? A move in the opposite direction of trend is not always a negative thing. It could just, again, like I always say, the market wants to be perfectly balanced. If it does that sooner rather than later, that's better for you. So like from a bullish perspective right now, this is very good that it came down, filled the gap, doesn't have to do it later. I would bet good money we see 20, 25 on Riot sometime in 2024. So that is my opinion on Riot, and I'm sticking to it. Perfect. Too, this is how you can use like the fibs in action with the moving averages too, right? Like notice when it was able to get above this 114, it also crossed over the 20 on the daily. So again, you're looking for confluence. So this is when we first started talking about the miners. Should have just stayed in it, by the way. I always and Jed's probably and Kale's been here with me for a long time too. I always say if you have a fib and a 20, confirmation, just ride that shit. So like as long this was your entry, you held the key fib, you got over a key fib, got over the 20 MA on the daily. You could technically just ride that until you closed below the 20. If you have enough time, right? Which a year out, we had plenty of time. So we could have just rode that sucker up. But the volatility even gets to me sometimes. I mean, like a move like this, for example, when it gets pulled all the way down from 1064 from 12, you kind of panic and then it ripped right back up. So, but yeah, no, this looks good. So hopefully whoever asked that answers your question. That was you, Maria. Hopefully you can drop another message if that answered your question. Zom and XLE. Sure, let's start with XLE. Man, look at this. This thing, the XLE is a beautiful example of M's and W's. This is another one, and I'm just going to draw them. See, Danzig brought up that we played last year. So we played this M in our last group, and we played this rip up to this B point, and then this, look at this, M into a W, and now look what it's doing. We're going to form another M, and we'll probably come here in this broadening formation that I've had drawn for the better part of the year. We could have just been playing. This is, I am a little pissed at myself because I remember saying, I remember saying, back when we hit it here, I remember saying to our old group, man, we could just play this trend line on XLE every single time it happens. Well, it happened again, and look what happened. So needs through, let's just call it 85. If we can get past 85, which it rejected pretty hard today, I would bet you will see 90. Which means Zom's got to have a similar look. So XLE is an oil ETF. Yeah, looks pretty much the exact same. And Zom is its biggest holding, which is ExxonMobil. And it's energy, and it's just energy in general. It's not just oil. This needs above 101. Let's just call it 102 to continue its bullish momentum up, Kale. So, but yeah, I would watch XLE. Really simple. This trend, if we can get over 85, good to go on XLE. I'm at the gym. Might have to just rewatch later. Cool. Damn, that's smart. I have to get a SoFi account. INTC. Yeah, get SoFi. SoFi is the shit. You get I think I get 5% on my cash, just leaving it there. I don't know when I drew these fibs, but they are still rocking. Needs over let's keep it simple. Needs over 40. Let's call it 47. Give yourself a little room. Needs a daily close over 47. 46.60 would be fine too, but if you want to be safe, needs a daily close over 47. Long-term moving averages are way overextended. You'd like the 200 to kind of catch up, but the 9 and the 20 are right there. So looking good. No clear structure like from an M or a W, so you just want to play your fibs and your moving averages. MACD looks like it's about to cross to the upside as well. Assuming you can get a $47 daily close, I bet you see 52. How do you feel about MS with IPO starting to fire up again? I don't even know what that is, bro. Oh, Morgan Stanley. Never mind. I do know what that is. So that goes back to our XLF conversation earlier, but we can chart this too. I don't really play the financials, I'll be honest. So look at this. This is always nice to see. Let me turn my magnets back on. So let me delete those. But you love a good respect of the Fibonacci. So came down, briefly broke the 0 fib and was going to invalidate these fibs, ripped its fucking self right back to the 38. Pretty darn easily too. Came down. Oh my. Came down. Look at this. This is just perfect flags, and it flagged off of all the fibs. That is awesome. Came, flagged off of the 114, came, Retraced to the 114 one more time, went to the 236, flagged, shot up, gapped over the 38 fib and the 325 MA, went right to the 50. So playing some games at the 50, which you rarely see. But as long as it's over 90, I bet it sees 95. So that's my opinion on Morgan Stanley. Thank you. Adding that, yeah, XLE, like it, like Riot and Mara as well. Don't hate the financials. I just don't play them a lot. So otherwise I would I'd add this too, but I don't like playing banks. I've never really played them well. So gotta know your oh look, it's fucking Seth's in the is Seth in the gym? That fucker. What's up, dude? But yeah, as long as you're over 90 on Morgan Stanley, it looks decent. So C95. And yeah, no problem. No problem. Everyone the same. Thanks. What else? What else do you all want me to look at? If you don't want to talk, you can type in a ticker if you want to talk and be brave and speak up.
Alex,
Yeah.
can you look at CELH?
Oh, of course. Never have to ask me to look at Celsius. Still looking great. This is honestly like this is a textbook pattern right here that like the novice trader would think is kind of bearish. And as long as we're above this green line here, I really do think we're going to break out. But this wick off of this 618 last week that's why we took profits. This was a telling candle that we just weren't ready. And so now I'm waiting. If we can get back over, I always say it, right? Below 50, I'm buying shares. Above 50, I'm buying options. So we didn't get our close over 50 today, so you didn't see me signal anything. And Seth is at the gym. I will be I'm always watching this. So as long as this is in this pattern, it's getting very tight. So you're either going to get, my honest prediction on Celsius right now is there's going to be a big day. Probably relatively soon. If you look here, remember what I said? It might have been about Celsius last week. I think it was actually Apple, but same thing's going on here. Do you see how extended we were from our 200-day moving average, which is our blue line? On any of my charts, remember that the blue line is the 200-day moving average. You see how extended we are? So at one point we were 100% extended. So if you think that the 200-day moving average was 30 and we were at 69 at one point, we were 100% extended from our 200-day moving average. Remember what I always say, and Jed's probably, well, Jed could also tell me I'm wrong, but a lot of investors, professional investors will tell you that the 200-day moving average is the true value of the stock. And I've seen that over and over again. And what I see with like these growth stock or any stock like Apple, it just happened to Apple. If you get too far extended over your 200-day, you need to come down and catch up. I call it a moving average catch up, and it's never failed me when it comes to the 200. So that's what I think's at play right now. We needed our 200-day to catch up because buyers will step in. Long-term investors, where there's a lot of money, will step in at a 200-day moving average. And if we break that, we will fill this gap to 35. And then I will buy a lot of shares if we fill this gap to 35. I would welcome that either way. But yeah, my rule on Celsius is easy. Over 50, I'll buy options. Below 50, I'm buying shares. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Yep, no problem. No problem. What else? Seth, I'm sure you have something, or did he can't stay for longer than 2 seconds. Clearly the gym has terrible Wi-Fi. Unbelievable.
Lululemon.
Lulu, sure. Yeah.
It's in price discovery mode, but it came back and retested its previous all-time high.
Let's remove all our old drawings. Those are all useless now. Yeah, exactly. And I know Jed's heard me say this many times, never short a stock in price discovery mode, ever. And all I see on this, Jed, honestly, I mean, I see what could be like a really, really mini, you see what I'm saying here? And if I move.
So previous all-time high was like 489 roughly. It's basically right where yesterday's candle wicked down to.
Yeah. Look at this, man. This just proves if you can make, never mind. I'll keep my thoughts to myself, but I love Lulu. I love the brand. Amazing brand. Though I will say, bro, Kohl's has their own brand called Flex, FLX. and it is direct Lululemon knockoffs, and I'm not kidding. It's fucking more. I just bought my first two pieces of flex clothes. It's FLX Kohl's at Kohl's. If you're looking for like cheaper Lululemon clothes, because all I used to buy was Lululemon, and my pants started ripping like these $200 joggers. I'm like, bro, I cannot be getting holes in $200 joggers.
You can take them in and get new ones.
Are you serious?
Lulu's got a lifetime guarantee, I believe.
Oh, well, I will be doing that, but it will not stop me from buying these clothes from Kohl's. I'm not even kidding. These pair of joggers I bought today they were $25, and they're definitely more comfortable than the Lulu ones that they are the direct knockoff of. But I still love Lululemon as a stock. They are like them, and Celsius is another one. They have like a cult level following, right? And all I see here is a nice little flag, 9 EMA test, and fucking, I mean, look at that. Whipped off of it twice, breaking through the flag. If you get over 508, I bet it goes and makes a new all-time high. So
Chuck just messaged me, wouldn't happen with Nike, which actually is kind of why I wanted to play Lulu, is Nike has earnings Thursday. And so it'd be a retail sympathy without the IV.
So Chuck brought this to my attention like 2-3 weeks ago, and I have
Been
to say he was
killing
spot on. But I still think there's a lot of this could be a great play for us in 2024 too. I mean, this looks fantastic. Even if you just take the conservative route of this pattern, which is bringing this to like right here, the 7/8, you want this to be 7/86, but this is close enough because there's a fib right here. The 7/86 at the 7/86. Like 156, that's still another $30 move, right? Almost $40 move. So even if you take the conservative, I brought it all the way up to 168. There's still a lot of meat left on this bone for sure. So this was a great find by Chuck. For sure. Like this definitely looks like it could be played. You're over your major moving averages, right? Your 200 and your 325, which you love to see, because look at, for most of the last year plus, we've been below those, right? So now that we're above the blue and the yellow line, very good. Notice when it crossed below both of those, right? Every time it came up and tested them, it was getting smacked. Now we got, let's zoom in so you can see. Got up, chopped around them for a little bit for sure, but retested and broke out. You love to see that after about a year and a half of, I mean, look at how clean these rejections were too. Perfect wick, perfect wick, perfect wick, perfect fucking sell candle a couple weeks ago, honestly. Came back down, retested the 236, and then went on its way. So you love to see that. You love to see that happening. So no, yeah, I like Nike a lot, but I like Lulu better as like a long-term share play, but yeah, Nike's great, obviously. 160. I've been saying that for a while. So what else, guys? What else do you want me to look at? Mavs are about to be on, so
Big game tonight.
yeah, well, we have 6 people out, so I don't know how long I'll be watching. Of course, we've had 6 people out for about 2 weeks, and Luka's just fucking harrying, bro. It's insane. Ever since he had a child, like he made that joke today. Ever since he had his daughter, bro, he's been fucking. I think they put out a graphic. Ever since his daughter's name's Gabrielle. Ever since he had Gabrielle, he's been averaging 52 points a game, which is fucking crazy.
Right now, bro.
Like it's fucking nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, I mean, Spy to me is still the same. So like this is another one, a great example of like if you're a perma bear and you're bearish on the market, this should be what you have on your chart, but the paths are still leading up, right? So like if you truly think we're going to see 200s, then we still need more upside for that to be structurally possible. So regardless, you want a double top. You want up here, you want this structurally to go see 280, see if there's still strong sells there. But there's just nothing in the market right now that's telling me this will be the end. I don't see. I said it today. I think it's maybe kind of bold, but not really, honestly, with how the market's been moving. I think we'll see an all-time high before the end of the year. I think we'll see 485 before December 31st. So let's see if I'm right. And then you said Pan W, sure. Oops. We're just charting nothing over here. What the fuck?
Have you ever charted before?
Fuck you. Such a troll, Jed. I love when new members join and they're like, what the fuck is going on with these two guys? Like they have no idea the way
Yeah.
we talk to each other. I mean, this thing's just in explosion mode, right? Like there's not like I can't even draw fibs. Like, or I could draw a fib from literally this wick to this wick because it made its bottom the same day and then went back up. Like there's no, like technically I could do a fib set from here to here. And that didn't even go where it was supposed to. And you're like, okay, we need to break whatever this is, which it did wick off. It's nice to see fibs, work even in these crazy modes. Needs over 308.40, to make its way to 318. So that is a $10 move, but I've never played Pan W, so I couldn't tell you. But this thing's going parabolic for sure. So good this. Just buy it. Just go back to 2016 and buy it at 40. And just wait. Come on, man. What were you doing in 2016? Fuck, what were you doing in 2020? Could have bought it at 39 again. Unbelievable. What was I thinking? Not buying this. So yeah, over 308.40, and you could see 318. This opened at 303, closed at 308.009 move. That sounds crazy to me again, Jed, now that we've been playing all these, stocks under $100. That type of movement's crazy. Okay, guys, anything else you want to look at today?
Boom, boom, boom.
Here's a stock. If you want a stock that I've been adding to my, I have a little nice write-up for you guys, but if you want a stock in the space that I'm in, that I know a lot about, that I think you will definitely get these highs again. They are a powerhouse in the construction world. They're a SaaS company, Procore. I
That got a divvy on it?
shares. What'd you say?
That got a divvy on it?
No, fuck no. It does not have a dividend. Not as far as I know. If I've
No.
ever had a dividend from this, I truly don't know. But no, I don't think it does.
It doesn't.
No.
Hey, one more if you got time is Walmart.
Sure.
I might have found something I like.
Yeah, I talked about Walmart in the last class. This looks really good. Chuck and I were talking about Walmart over the weekend. Came down. So again, guys, since I already have this charted wick to wick, your swing low here to swing high. And notice how they play out, right? Like a lot of people would have drawn from here to here, then deleted it, drawn one from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. Remember that we're trading with the algos, not against them. You need to get as much of this price in as possible. So really, this was your swing low. This was your swing high when you really started to retrace, right? A couple weeks ago, it would have been right here. You want to move with the market. So anyways, now that I'm off my soapbox, you got a perfect 382 and 325 moving average test. You're about to get a bullish MACD cross. You closed over the 20-day moving average. You can get over 155. Yeah, man, I like it a lot too. I was telling Chuck, I think this can see 160s plus. So yeah, I like Walmart. It's actually on my watch list. That, like, from a technical perspective, perfect. I wish we were paying attention to it a little bit earlier, right here. Like this, you couldn't ask for a better entry, right? What do I always say? A move off the 3.8 or the 618 is perfect. You started to get the really deep MACD movement right around then too, right? Like where you really want to get on a MACD, I always like to jump the MACD. You know that, Jed. You've been with me for a long time. Sometimes it bites you in the ass, but when you get a confluence like this with this type of movement off a fib and a key moving average like that, yeah, no, Walmart looks really good, bro.
I'm buying a share right now just to remember it.
You're fucking funny, dude.
Well, I forget this shit otherwise. So I just add one to the portfolio and
That's low key smart. That's actually kind of smart.
oh, I just bought one. Robinhood.
Let's see. Are the birds flying right now? Are the Eagles winning? 10-0. And then what's going on here with Luke? Oh, it's pregame still. Okay. Anybody wants another ticker? I'm still available.
Nada. Silence.
Silence. Well, yeah, it's mainly silence, but nobody chatted in anything either. So, okay, guys. Well, this was nice though. This was a good class. A lot of tickers. We went over a lot of stuff. Poor C Dansby, after saying she was going to join and she had a bunch of tickers ready for me, didn't join. Devastated. Okay, well, she'll just have to watch. She is very good about watching. Okay, and no problem, Maria, no problem at all. Thank you for your thanks. I hope you all have a great night. If you're in a, giving mood, make sure to, wish the Mavs good luck. And Kale, the Warriors suck. So I tried to tell you that in the off season. You didn't listen, but that's okay. The ball don't lie. I knew it would happen, so I tried to tell you. There we go. Got somebody threw me a laughing emoji. Thank you. And go Eagles tonight, because if the Eagles win, the Rams have like a 79% chance of making the playoffs. So
I'm cheering for Derrick Jones Jr. tonight.
there we go. Fuck yeah, dude. He's been huge.
17 PRA, that's what we need.
Bro, he's been huge for the Mavs. Absolutely huge. So okay, everybody, enjoy it as all. Oh, which is better, QQQ or Spy? I don't know, bro. That's a very open-ended question. I mean, you mean from like an investment standpoint, they're very similar, honestly, with how imbalanced, I guess you could say, Spy is to favor tech. But from like a trading perspective, I don't trade either of them that much. But when I do trade, which by the way, we got here, guys, not to toot my horn, but I said last week we'd make it up here. We did, blah, 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 whatever. Thank you. But from a trading perspective, like trading options, I like QQQ way more than trading Spy options personally. But I don't trade either of them really. My favorite ETF, which I know most of you are rocking small accounts anyways, to trade options with is IWM. Look at this fucking, guys. This channel is nasty, by the way. This channel is gnarly. We have been in this fucking channel for literally a year and a half. And look at this is history, might not repeat itself, but it damn sure rhymes. These candles up here, different shape, different structure, but same result so far. We fucking cannot get through. It is crazy, the fucking sell walls that are sitting on IWM at this area. I mean, like, part of me wants to like full short IWM down to 160. I'm not going to, because if it's gonna burst over, it's now. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gap filled down to 193 first. But this is fucking nuts. This channel is crazy on an ETF like this. This is crazy. Pray for IWM.
Bias to that wall.
What'd you say, bro? I can bias through that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not buying. I've been doing. I will say, jokes aside, I've been doing my fair share on IWM this year. I've been.
I read your message today that said that you wanted 1,000 shares, and then your next messages said Celsius and IWM shares, and I go, hold up here, you're getting 1,000 shares IWM in.
I'm trying.
I think it was correlated to WBA first.
Yeah. WBA, that everyone, that'll be a gnarly dividend for everybody if you get 1,000 shares WBA. But
You're gonna be loving that divvy.
but yeah, I want 1,000 shares of IWM real bad. So I'm on the path, bro. I've like I said, jokes aside, I've been doing my fair share of IWM buys this year. So
it's got a long way to. I mean, it's so far behind.
No, it's so far behind, dude. Still, like the way small caps have been ripping too. Like that's why I keep saying, like, if we get over this channel, which CDan, she's very good about learning. And one thing I always tell this group, she said it last week. I probably said it 6 months ago, but I do say it a lot. The more often you test something, the more often, and especially with frequency, you're eventually going to break one way or the other. We need to get through here. If we come back down again to these 160s, or the dam's going to break. We need through these 198s. We need to get into the fucking 200s already. But this was fucking this. I'm literally like watching these last 2 days. I'm like, God, this fucking wall right here, dude. This channel is insane on IWM. So like part of me wants to just day trade shorts because I feel like there's no fucking way we don't fill this gap down. And then we need to hope the buying steps in. This candle was a fucking brick, bro. Like when this happened last Wednesday, when this happened, I was like, there's no fucking way we're not going. And now I'm like, well, let's gap fill for a structure perspective and then move up. But this is some serious buying. Like this is the most volume we've had on IWM in like a year too. So if we could fucking get through, I'd be ecstatic. Especially my share portfolio would be very happy with me if we could get through this. So I bought an inordinate amount of IWM around here. So I've had a year to get right with the Lord. So so yes. I'm definitely a big IWM fan. It's perfectly balanced, like all things should be. There's no one holding in IWM that's more than 1%. Where to get back to the root of the question, where cousin CC asked if cousin Cavity asked if I prefer SPY or IWM. I'll just buy large cap stocks instead of buying SPY. I don't own it. I shouldn't say that. Like in I'm a big proponent of Acorns and like 401ks and IRAs. I don't manage any of those myself. And that's mainly not mainly, that is like 100% index funds. Like Acorns, I was telling Jed today because he asked, I'm pretty sure is all VU based. So VU, VTI, et cetera, et cetera. My 401k I know is a fuck ton of VU, and some like weird international, whatever their international one is. So it's not like I'm not tracking. VU's just a tracker of SPY. I forget what's different about it, but
It's Vanguard's version.
yeah, exactly. So it tracks
Man.
the though in the same way. Honestly, I do know the difference. It's the fees, but where I personally put a lot of my like actively managed dollars in terms of an ETF is IWM. So. And then, like I said, I don't trade SPY or QQQ much, and when I do, I trade QQQ. So, okay, I think that's it now, team. Right, going to watch the Mavs. I will see you all. I will post this on YouTube for everyone. Oh, if you don't, please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get serious about that in 2024. I think Chuck and I might actually start a podcast. And any of you are welcome to be guests on that podcast as well. So I will see you all later. It's always a pleasure. I've stopped sharing. So, oh, no problem, brother. So it is definitely over. I will talk to you all later.
Appreciate your time.
Of course. See ya.
Bye-bye.